I asked 100 ordinary Americans one simple question. Could you retire tomorrow if you had to? 83 said no, not maybe, not I'm working on it. A flat, uncomfortable no. And the remaining 17, most were lying to themselves. That's the quiet financial crisis hiding behind every normal-looking neighborhood in this country. The houses look fine, the cars are new, the vacations get posted. But underneath, millions of Americans are one bad month away from collapse, and retirement feels less like a finish line and more like a fantasy they abandoned around 45. When did retirement go from a guaranteed American milestone to something reserved for the lucky few? Nobody tells you this. Retirement was never really designed for you. The pension system your grandparents relied on. Corporations gutted it quietly over 3 decades. They handed workers a 401k and said, "Figure it out." Most had no idea what they were holding. They didn't invest aggressively. They cashed out during hard times. They trusted it would work out. It didn't. Then inflation did something psychologically brutal. It didn't just raise prices. It erased the mental finish line. Someone who thought $800,000 was enough in 2015 woke up realizing that number had been silently eaten alive. Same savings, smaller life. That's the devastation that doesn't make headlines, but destroys retirement in slow motion. Here's where it gets darker. The people who can't retire aren't mostly broke. Many earn decent money. Some earn great money. The trap isn't income. It's a system designed to convert your income into someone else's wealth the moment it hits your hands. Mortgage, car payment, insurance, subscriptions, credit card interest, lifestyle inflation. By the time you handle normal adult life, almost nothing is left to build with. You're not building wealth. You're maintaining the appearance of it. Wealthy people understand something most Americans never learn. Income is not the goal. Assets are. Accumulate things that generate money while you sleep. Real estate, dividend stocks, business equity, anything that separates your time from your income. Because if every dollar requires your physical presence to earn, you don't own financial security. You're renting it, month by month. The psychological piece is what makes this so hard to fix. Humans are wired for now. A vacation today feels real. Retirement in 20 years feels theoretical. So the brain quietly deprioritizes it every time until someday becomes I should have started sooner. That's not weakness. That's neuroscience. Understanding it is how you override it. The Americans who could genuinely walk away tomorrow all shared something. Not a specific income, not an inheritance. They made one decision earlier than most. They chose their future self over current comfort. Consistently. Not perfectly. Consistently. They automated savings before talking themselves out of it. They bought assets when lifestyle purchases felt more satisfying. They ignored pressure to upgrade everything every 3 years. They understood compound growth not as a math concept, but as a personal weapon. Time in the market quietly building wealth while their neighbors financed depreciating cars. The gap between those who can retire and those who can't isn't talent. It's information, applied early enough to matter. Most people get the right financial knowledge around 50, but the math only works beautifully in your 30s. That's the real tragedy inside those 83 no's. They weren't lazy. They weren't stupid. They were playing a game nobody fully explained, with rules that quietly changed while they were busy surviving. The question isn't whether you could retire tomorrow. The question is, what decision are you making today that your 65-year-old self will either thank you for or grieve? That future version of you already exists in the math. Right now, silently,